Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to another pre-market live stream. So sorry about not being on yesterday, just couldn't be on, but we are on here today. Give me just a second here. Boom, boom, perfect. What's going on, Abdul? Good morning, guys. So we'll get started here in just a few minutes. Let a couple people kind of roll in here before we get going. So you can see there's only like two stocks, really not crazy about much. And then the second one there, AXSM, is not necessarily for you to trade, but I just want to kind of go over that one and give you guys like a small little mini lesson on that because it's a pretty, to me, it's kind of important. It's going to be the stock AXSM. When we go over it, I'm going to show you guys a few things that you guys can keep your eyes on in the future whenever you're trading or just kind of watching or maybe scanning stocks or looking at stocks just to keep your eye out for things that look like that. Jake, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, I get a lot of lashback from that one. And of course you would, because most people don't tell the truth the way it is. And, oh, yeah, you want to hear I could tell you all the good stuff about being a trader, but you don't need to hear that because everybody else has already told you that. You trade from home, make a bunch of money, work from home and have more time with your kids. I mean, I could spiel you all the sugar-coated BS, but where's the fun in that? Everybody knows that already, So... Good morning, brother. Own the chaos. By the way, guys, if you guys are interested in trading the OTC market, or if you guys have ever had interest in OTC stocks, I don't particularly trade them. Never was my bag of chips. But the gentleman there in the chat by the name of Own the Chaos is Brad Smith. And he has another YouTube channel and another trading group as well. But he primarily focuses on over-the-counter stocks. OTC stocks are going to be a little bit lower price. And, that's something you guys want to dabble with or just kind of learn more about. Definitely would recommend checking out his channel. That's kind of the go-to guy. I even ask about questions regarding OTC sometimes. So just a FYI there. So this morning, there's going to be a couple people talking about ALDX. I'm not crazy about ALDX. I'm really not crazy about much here this morning. To me, it just kind of seems like we're coming off that big down drop in stocks right now, are trying to find their way. So there's a few things I'm keeping an eye on, particularly one of them being Tesla. Tesla is definitely down into a buy area. So just kind of watching Tesla, seeing how it develops, seeing how it forms. If we give that kind of buy signal, kind of confirmational look, then I might be swinging some shares Tesla or buying some Tesla today as well. Yeah, absolutely, Brad. No problem, man. What's going on, Emer Trader? Good morning, everybody. Good morning from Cali. I will be out in California on Thursday this week in the San Francisco, San Jose area. So if you're going to be out that way, feel free to shoot me a message. You can get it to me on Discord. Florida Cracker. All right, so we'll hop into it here. Let's get on to Tesla. Let me go full screen, one screen. So I'm going to try and just go through Tesla pretty quick because, everybody kind of knows about Tesla, and it's pretty much a no-brainer here as far as what I'm going to say. All right, you can just pretty straightforward here, right? Tesla's been a buy all down in the 250s area. We just got down and kind of cracked into the high 250s yesterday. And it put in a green doji candle. Not quite a hammer candle, which would be kind of a buy signal, but pretty close to. And this morning we're gapping up just a slight little bit. So what I wanted to point out is that each one of the legs here on Tesla, you might not be able to see this too well, but it's okay. So each one of the legs here on Tesla, there's one leg, pretty big leg. Here's another leg, pretty big leg. Then it just kind of rolls over. Here's another leg getting smaller. Here's another leg getting smaller. And here's the last leg got very small, ending with almost a buy candle. So we're starting to see the legs on Tesla getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller to the downside as we reach closer to the support or the buy zone. And with that being said, likelihood of you wanting to start selling this stock is not as high, right? If you were so a lot of times people are like, well, is it ready to buy? Is it ready to buy? Well, rather than asking yourself, is it ready to buy? Ask yourself, is it a good time to short the stock? Probably not, because you're down in a buy zone. So the likelihood if you were to short this stock, you're probably going to get squeezed out. Unless it were to break down below the 250s with authority, then you could be looking at a breakdown. But Tesla's been very notorious for bouncing in this 250 area. Not to mention with the way it's channeling down, as I covered probably maybe last week at some point, we're channeling into a downward wedge. So if this downward wedge snaps up above, we're looking at a long play for sure. So I would definitely say keep an eye on Tesla here in the coming days. If not today, start focusing on maybe getting long. You could even start sizing in 5 shares here, 5 shares there, 10 shares here, 10 shares there. I mean, Tesla can rip $10, $15 in a day. So if you snag up 10 shares and just kind of sit on it, next thing you know, Tesla pops 30 points in the next 2 weeks. You're looking at a $300 trade. You'll probably just have to be a little patient on this one. Now, I'm not really crazy about all the news that's been going on. I'm not going to get into the news. We already know Tesla's always in the news, so I'm really not concerned with anything that's come of. I mean, you've seen Elon Musk mock the SEC. You've seen him get fined by the SEC. You've seen that they're not going to meet production. You've seen that the quality of their cars isn't good. You've seen the price isn't right. I mean, you've seen every type of news article that will possibly come to play with Tesla, and the stock still happens to rebound just fine. So I would probably be long bias on Tesla down in these prices. So I'm going to start watching it. Might even get long on some swing trades here soon. Let's see. Let me kind of just run through a couple questions here. Hello from Cleveland. Hello from Finland. Hello from Cali. What's going on, guys? I don't think I'll snag 91 shares. I mean, I could, but I don't know. Tesla's a volatile stock. So for me, it's like if I want to swing that, I mean, and that's the thing. When you're swing trading, when you're swing trading, you got to go through the highs. You got to go through the lows. You don't want to put yourself in a share positions that's going to cause you to be a little emotional for every swing high and every swing low. You want to keep your share size, in regards to yourself. And you know yourself better than I know you, and I know myself better than, I know somebody else. So, for me, that's a situation where you don't want to hammer in too many shares to the point where you start getting emotional and every swing high and swing low, you're like, oh, should I take it off because I'm up this much? Or, oh, I might want to get out because now I'm down this much. And so you want to keep it at a share count that if it goes up some, you're like, oh, that's not bad. And if it goes down some, it's not the end of the world. And that way you can kind of fight through that up and down battle until you've really for sure gotten to the point where you're like, okay, this is not going to go in my favor, right? But if you go into heavy off rip right off the bat, you'll find yourself maybe getting a little emotionally tied and struggling there. And then, even if the stock is still bullish, you could have a down drop move and then you're going, ooh, and you get out, right? And still the thing still might be bullish, right? You want to give yourself a share count you can deal with and really sit in the trade, manage your trade effectively so that that, you're not getting too emotional. That's basically the gist of it there, right? Kron's earnings was I think it was pre-market today. And to me, it wasn't really that bad of an earnings. Let's see. So definitely going to be keeping an eye on Tesla here today, guys. Next one I wanted to talk about is what am I saying? AXSM. Now, I'm not going to say go out and trade AXSM because I'm just not going to do that. That's not what I'm here to do on this one. This one is more or less, I wanted to bring this up and just kind of talk to you guys about it because we see these every once in a while, and these are really good plays to get on. And even this is one that I kind of knew what it was going to do. I had a really strong feeling, and I just kind of was like, well, I kind of babied it, but I think it was better that I babied share size on this one rather than go heavy by the time I caught it. So does anybody remember this lesson that I taught you guys on YouTube a long time ago about a stock like this? Does anybody remember me explaining things like the stock that it looks like this before and why you want to get long on it? I hope someone says yes. Hope I get a thumbs up here. What's going on, brother? You're back home so early.
Already home?
No, you're not.
I know. I forgot my lunch. Come home, figure out some shit before I head back into the office.
We're on YouTube right now. It's all good.
I was thinking, here's something. Hey, guys, how's it going?
So, anyways, this is AXSM, all right? What I want to talk to you guys about is the fact that when you have a stock like this, all right, so we're going to go over this. What do you know about your typical penny stock, right? Your typical penny stock is going to be, a penny stock. It's going to be lower priced right here, okay? Lower priced right here. Most penny stocks will be low priced. Well, we know that penny stocks go through a big spike and they come up, okay? They go through a big spike and they come up, and then they'll usually dump out, except this did not. This went through its big gap, it ran a little bit, pulls back, and it holds up. When you have a stock like this shoot up, spike, does not drop like your typical penny stock, and then holds up, it usually is going to go on a big move. And I put it like this because look at the past 3 years. We've been downtrending, no volume, no volume, no volume, no volume, no volume, massive spike in volume. Stock holds up, does not crash. Usually a good sign for a long play. And to the gentleman in here saying it will dump, you're absolutely right. The stock will pull back, but is not going to crash all the way down and become a $1 stock. At this point, there's a reason it's continuing higher, and that's because there's probably institutional investors that see great value in this company. It's a therapeutics company, so chances are this therapeutics company has come out with some type of product or device or whatever they do that could be groundbreaking within that market, and chances are this company gets bought out in the next year, 2 years or something, even 5 months. So what I'm getting at is whenever you see a stock do something like this, it spikes up and it holds its highs and does not come crashing down. It's a good thing to get long on most of the time. But of course, if it does something like this, right, MBOT, where it shoots up, comes crashing down, that's not something you want to hold. Because look at it, right? No volume, no volume, no volume, no volume, no volume. Big spike in volume, sure, but it came crashing down, right? So you go back to AXSM, no volume, no volume, no volume, spike in volume, pops up, holds up, long. So that's your little mini lesson. And I only grabbed 50 shares, and I only caught it when it was right here. At this point, I'm like, okay, this is one of those stocks. I popped in only 50 shares. So nothing dramatic, but little mini lesson there for you. Okay. Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm not saying go out and trade this. I was just kind of putting this out there for the purposes of more of a teaching thing. Okay. Time frame of holding, day, week, month, doesn't really matter. You could look at a weekly, you could look at a monthly or a daily for holding a stock. That's pretty much, whatever you want. Also did want to mention, guys, a lot of you guys might be asking about penny stocks here. I'm gonna make a YouTube video here pretty soon. I was thinking about it yesterday, but I want to come out and say, because I always try to be straightforward with the way trading is, so you guys don't get caught off guard in this business. But if you're someone who really likes to focus on trading penny stocks, that's fine. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, I still trade penny stocks. I love trading penny stocks when they're good. But if you're someone who likes to trade penny stocks, you might want to change your game up a little bit. Why? Because soon there's not going to be many penny stocks to trade. They're going to be very few and far between in a whole. Not going to be good. That's because penny stocks are really in motion and in momentum throughout the wintertime. So now that we're coming into the we're finishing up the winter trading season, we'll be moving into summer. There's going to be a drastic slowdown in the penny stock trading world. So if you solely focus on trading penny stocks, you're going to find yourself searching around for penny stocks that are just nowhere to be found. And then you're going to find yourself trading penny stocks you probably shouldn't be trading, which means you're going to find yourself forcing small trades that you probably don't want to trade. And I know you're like, no, that's not true, Connor. And yes, believe me, it is true. All you got to do is go to Google Trends and type in penny stocks, and you'll know when penny stocks are hot. And that's what's going to go in my YouTube video, is it takes literally zero skill to figure out when penny stocks are good to trade. All you got to do is go to Google Trends, and it's going to tell you when it's a good time to trade penny stocks, because the interest in penny stocks is going to spike dramatically throughout the winter season, and it's going to drop dramatically throughout the summer season. So just based on Google Analytics and trends, it'll say, hey guys, penny stocks are good to trade in the winter and they're going to slow down in the summer. Bingo, done. No scanner involved, just a simple technique. AP is screaming, no, well, he said, well, no, okay, sure, okay, don't believe me, it's all good. Keep forcing it, bud. I've been doing this for a while, since I was about 20. 25 now, so 5 years at it. So am I the best in the world? Absolutely not. There's guys that would crush me in a day, right? Got accounts that could just blow me up, and so I'm not the best in the world. No, not by any means, and I don't preach myself to be. There is, guys, I am not the top option stock trader in the world. No, I'm not that guy. No. What do I think about Cherry? So you're probably asking about Tasty Trades. Tasty works pretty good. They're good. Why would penny stocks slow down seasonality? I have no clue. It just is the way it is, right? I really have no idea, right? So that's just it. Why they slow down? I truly, the whole market, well, let me put it this way, the whole market slows down in the summer. So it's not only penny stocks, large cap stocks and mid caps, they slow down too. The winter season's always more active for trading, and you can point that on to more people are home in the winter. They're in their homes when it's nicer. People like to be outside. They like to take more vacations. They like to do things, right? So you could kind of put that into play, is that, a lot of times people will just kind of be out doing things in the summer. There's always this kind of conspiracy talk that in the summer, the big rich royalty of the world all take vacation and they kind of go on break, so to speak, and they're really not messing around in the market. That's another theory. Absolutely, Alex. Absolutely, bub. Absolutely. Can't stand it. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Just kind of reading a couple questions here. No, for me, really, the strategy is all the same. Strategy stays the same. You just have to make sure that you're not trying to force trades on something that has low volume. And believe me, I force trades on stuff, here and there all the time. Just kind of happens, but that's just that in the summer things will slow down. Like in the summertime, my favorite thing is going to be earnings plays, because earnings plays are always going to gap regardless in the summer. And that's going to bring in volatility. So, that's kind of what I look for in the summer. Well, Alejandro, everybody does it a little differently. Psychology, here's the thing, guys, right? Like, everybody's got their tips and tricks for psychology, and, I could talk to you here and there about it. But at the end of the day, there's no like one key fix it all for a psychology trick. And the best reason, and the way I explain this to everybody is this, right? We all know the biggest thing about trading is typically the mind, especially for day traders. Long-term investors, they have it too, and everybody tries not to get emotional because it is money, and money's super important. Money makes the world go round, but money isn't everything. But money kind of is everything in this world, believe it or not, because it basically gets you everything you need in life and everything you want. It helps you take care of your family. So anybody that tells you that money isn't that important doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. Show me one thing that money can't buy, and then if you show me one thing money really can't buy, and truly, then I'll say money's not important. So since money is so emotionally attached to us, it can drive us up and down the wall. And so we know that the psychology and the mind is a significant part of successful trading, right? We'll just say successful trading. And to touch on that, let me ask you, how many doctors, how many scientists, and how many psychologists have been studying the human brain for God knows how long? And they still, till this day, have no idea what truly makes us dream, like why we dream the way we dream, why the brain does this, all the connections in the human brain. They truly still haven't even cracked the code to the brain and cracked the code to human psychology. So if scientists and doctors, and I'm sure I might be kind of stepping out of my field of expertise, but you guys know it as well as I do, the human brain has not been fully cracked even by the world's smartest doctors and psychologists and scientists, right? So to think that some 25-year-old stock trader is going to be able to crack the code and give you guys the answers to that, it's going to be impossible. It's not even going to happen. I won't even get close, right? That's how complex the brain is, and that's how complex emotions can be. You know what I mean? So when you put it in that perspective, yeah, it's not surprising that people struggle a lot with the mentality and the psychology behind trading, because it is still not figured out even by some of the top doctors and scientists in the world. And that's my answer to that one. So you're going to have to find what works best for you, right? And what helps you. Something I can always tell you, if you go small share size, you'll never get scared, right? That's another thing, like going small shares, or this, right? Pick a company that you like, right? Don't always think about it in terms of trading, right? You don't have to day trade, right? A lot of people, once you start trading, they get this concept in their head that when they buy, they have to sell. You don't have to, right? You don't have to. You could pick a stock like Tesla. Tesla looks like it's at a great buy point. Great, buy it. And act as if you're just going to hold Tesla for the next 2 years. Don't look at it. Let it do whatever it wants to do. You pop on and it looks like it's really high. Sure, go ahead and sell it. But pick a share count that's not going to drive you up the wall every time you look at it. So pick something small that you're not so emotionally attached to and let it do what it does. Let it hang out. Start to feel what it's like to actually be invested. Whenever you buy a stock, you're invested. That's what helps me too, is when I buy something, I tell myself I'm invested. I'm already invested. Okay? And if it happens to go in the favor I want and it looks like I can get a good profit, then I'll sell it. But once you buy, you're invested. Okay? Now, there's other tricks you can do once you've bought in. I mean, if you're in, you can hedge positions with options. I mean, that's going so far and beyond. But, you know, that's a problem I find people in, is that, you know, they're always thinking they have to sell. And that's the thing. I always tell people, if you're a beginner, don't trade penny stocks. But nobody listens to me. Hardly ever. Yes, if you're a beginner, do not trade penny stocks. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But Connor, why would you not trade penny stocks? You can make so much money and they're cheap and they're affordable. And because you're just not experienced enough. You haven't traded long enough. You don't even know how to scan for them, for one. Most people don't know how to scan for a penny stock. Don't know how to find a penny stock. Don't know what makes a penny stock move. Don't know anything about flow. Nothing about outstanding shares. Don't even know how to look into filings. And you're going to go and try and trade a penny stock? Dude, it's like trying to take a 3-point shot against Shaquille O'Neal and you're like 4 foot tall. Not going to happen, brother. Not today. Not today. So why don't you let yourself stay in the game? Trade something that you know is not going to crash next week. Trade something that's a reliable company. Oh, but you're not going to make that much money. Dude. Yeah, I get it. You're not going to make that much money, but it just is what it is, right? You got to learn the ropes, get your feet wet, stay invested, be in the game. That's the most important thing you can do, is be in the game. If you're not in the game, you can't learn the game. So you want to be in the game, right? So yeah, that's always my thing is try not to trade penny stocks as a beginner until you understand all the technical analysis, why stocks do this. You have to learn short squeezes. You need to learn how to short. You got to learn not necessarily have to learn how to short, but you got to learn short sale. You got to learn, squeeze zones. You have to learn gap. I mean, there's so much to learn even before considering trading in general. But let alone a penny stock. And here's the thing, it's not because penny stocks are more risky, it's just because penny stocks are not easy. Okay? Not because they're more risky, it's because they're not easy. Okay? They're much, much harder to trade. Okay? So that's just it. When you understand what you're trading, the risk becomes smaller. Just like anything. When you understand what you're doing, the risk becomes far less. And guys, by the way, in no way, shape, or form am I a perfect trader. You get no way, shape, or form. Don't think I'm some goddess. I am not. Believe me, okay? I just done a lot of this, made a lot of mistakes. So I can preach kite good. And I know how to talk, for one. Know how to talk fluently, so. Global warming has everything to do with the pen. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I kind of went on a little tangent there. Let's see. Yeah. So that's funny. So I mean, again, there's a lot of things going on out in the world today. I'm just going to be focusing on my open swing trade, which is AXSM, only 50 shares. And then I'm going to be focusing on Tesla today. Whether I buy Tesla today or not, I'm still on the fence about. Maybe I day trade it. I still don't really know. The market should bounce a little today. It would make sense if the market bounced a little bit today. So I think we see a little bit of a green day in the market. Oh, and we'll touch on this. Guys, by the way, I'm going to go to Cali on Thursday morning, so I won't be on Thursday morning. Should be all set up by Friday. Should be able to stream Friday. And then I won't be on. I may or may not be on the following Tuesdays. I have to catch the red eye from California back home, so may not be on there. I just want to touch on the market real fast. As many of you guys know, we kind of had the big talk about the inversion in the bond market and so on and so forth. And yes, that's been a leading kind of indicator for recessions. But plain and simple, there's still a lot of talks out there that the market's going to go here and the market. Like, dude, I've been saying it for 2 years. It's still the same sentiment. Most likely we're heading into a recession, as I had been saying. The Federal Reserve just came out and literally said blatantly to your face that the economy is going to slow down. Now, it didn't say it was going to drastically slow down, but they did say it's going to slow down. So if the economy is supposed to slow and we just got an inversion in the bond market, what's the chances we don't have a recession? Literally, the Federal Reserve just told you the economy is going to slow down. So think about it. Alrighty. With that being said, I will see you guys all tomorrow morning. Or wait, am I going to be on tomorrow morning? I can't remember. I may or not. I don't think I'm going to be on tomorrow morning. Excuse me. I have my grandpa's funeral to attend tomorrow. So I will not be on tomorrow morning, most likely. So with that being said, guys, everybody have a great day. Try not to overtrade. Also, do me a favor. Right? Do me a favor. If you've been having trouble trading lately, and even myself, I've kind of struggled recently, and I've kind of toned it back a little bit, and I'm enjoying trading a little bit more now, actually, these days, since I've kind of scaled it back a little bit. Do me a favor. Sit back for the first hour. It may be tough for some of you. I know it's tough for some of you. I'm looking at you right now into your soul. It's tough. Don't push the buy or the sell button for the first hour of the day. Don't do it. Don't be that guy. Do not do it. Do it. Try it. Don't buy for the first hour of the day. First 45 minutes. So you got a good direction, good trend, and then trade. See how much more accurate you become in your trading, right? See if it makes a difference. If it does, start sticking to that. All right, guys. So everybody take care. Have a great day, and I will see you guys when I see you.